Hi, I'm Ruth Nordin.
And I'm Janet Siasnitsik.
And following on from other memorable moments we've had, we want to talk about some of the trips we've done.
That's right. And we're going to start with a trip to Kansas City, Missouri.
We've been there quite a bit, actually.
We've been to Overland, Kansas quite a bit, but Kansas City, Missouri, we were only there that one time for that conference. But there was a lot of things that happened at that conference.
Besides actually meeting Rose in person.
Yes, we did, and that was really wonderful.
We should probably say Rose Gordon.
Rose Gordon,
because we know there's quite a few people that follow me on Facebook that also follow her and they're familiar with her books too.
So yeah, we met her for the first time and it was wonderful meeting her. It really was.
Yep.
So that was good. We did a whole bunch of one thing was that it was at our elite hotel. And we didn't stay at the elite hotel. We stayed about 20 minutes away because we thought, well, we want to be economical. And the fact is that we got free internet and we got parking that was reasonable.
Well, the bottom line is we just couldn't afford it.
Exactly. Well, that's true,
too. And we roomed together, too, to save on the cost.
And also we got our breakfast and our dinner meal free there. So anyway, we thought, but she's right. We did it because we wanted to save money.
Yep.
But anyway, we went to this elite conference at this elite hotel. In fact,
you're just so elite.
Yeah, and so they met us and they parked our car and everything, you know.
And I didn't know you're supposed to tip them.
Right, that was
until afterwards. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I remember my husband's like, you should have tipped them. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, we should have. Yeah. But we won't divulge where that was at, so they'll never know.
We were not arrested. It's okay.
Yeah. And so anyway, we went there and we went to the conference and the rooms were really, they were packed with people and you couldn't breathe. This is a popular conference and you couldn't breathe in there. And if you didn't get in there early, you didn't get a seat. You stood up the whole time, you know. And then
So what did I learn? Don't wear high heels. Go with the comfortable shoes. That's what I learned.
She's referring to the fact that Jan did.
Well, even no, but I did wear heels.
Oh, did
for that
you?
one, and I wore my dress clothes and stuff like that. I made sure I wasn't dressed up like in a dress like you, where I was wearing slacks and a really nice shirt and stuff. And oh my gosh! But if you're standing to the side and you're in those heels, you're like,
I have to agree with
the
you
whole
on that.
Time.
Well, and then you have your bag, you have your things to take care. You got your bag that you got all your goodies in, and then you got things that you want to write notes in, and so you're also lugging along that with your purse and everything. And so anyway, after you have the workshop and stuff, and you go.
You think it's time to eat.
Yeah.
And then you go over, and this restaurant says it's closed, but it does not have hours to let you know when you can go eat. And we're all standing there like, okay, where do you go eat? And someone's like, oh, there's the link. They call it the link.
The link.
You go like, it feels like you go for like miles and miles and miles, and there's all these restaurants.
Oh, I had this picture of a beautiful, luxurious place because they called it the Link. You know, I thought, oh my God, this sounds really cool. Well, of course, I had these wide, long heels on.
I was more sensible. Mine were wider.
Yeah, mine were like this, and then I'm carrying my bag, and as I'm walking, there's a man that comes over and says, may I help you? and Ruth just
right there, standing right there with just as many bags. Does he offer to help me? No. So what else did we learn? It doesn't pay to get all dressed up unless you're her, because then you'll have plenty of men coming over to offer you to help. So for me, it's just, I go relaxed all the way now.
So we went over there and we found this end of the Link. And guess what? There was only really one restaurant that you could actually really sit down in. The rest of it was
unless you wanted to go kind of like to a kid's restaurant.
Yeah, there wasn't anything. It was like an Italian place. And that was all they had. And it made it sound like, like it was so special. Well, there was nothing there.
You're like, where is everything?
The things for kids and things like that, a train kind of
like
thing.
Fast food.
Yeah, a lot of it fast food. Some of it could sit outside, but you'd be sitting outside with the kids and stuff.
Well, back then, like outside.
Crayon. Wasn't it Crayon restaurant or something?
Well, yeah, there was something like that. But if you went outside, it was like windy and kind of damp.
Oh, yeah. It was.
And there was one day I actually got so sick. It's like my whole, like one side of my head. It felt like someone had just bashed it in.
Well, this was like in April, and it actually snowed.
It snowed.
It snowed one day. I mean,
that's another lesson, I guess. Bring something to cover your
ears.
ears.
Oh, I know. And if you went out, so you couldn't go outside or sit outside there, which might have been pleasant if you had it later in the year. The weather was decent, but oh my God, and it was just horrible.
But the link was awful because you kept walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And after a while, you get blisters on your feet, and you're thinking, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh."
And there wasn't anything special, dear. I mean, there was some restaurants
Jan was like, "Where's all the great stuff?" And I'm just like, "Man, where is my room so I can sit down and take off my shoes?"
I know. But we just couldn't believe it because we thought, the place that it was held, we thought I'd never been in such an elite place, and I was really kind of disappointed in it, because of the restaurants. I just
wanted to eat,
and they didn't have.
I'm like, and you know what? Bring a breakfast bar or bring something, because you never know.
Right, because
you may run into a situation where we went hungry for a couple of times because the restaurant that was right there with the workshops were closed, and we had the other workshop that was just going to start up, and we're like, oh no. Well, bring something. Just bring emergency snack foods, guys.
Well, and then the one restaurant that would be open one day, you go to the next day, and at 2 o'clock, it's closed, and you think, "Oh my God, it was open yesterday at 2. What's the difference?" And it wasn't like it was a Saturday or something different. We just never could get on to that. That was just it was just. But anyway, that was one of our experiences. That with Kansas City.
Yeah, and on the way back. No, that was the other one. But anyway, while we're talking about this and men helping you, because this happens a lot, guys, and it's really annoying. I guess it's because of the way she dresses or something, or she seems helpless. Something is going on here. But we were sitting there, at the airport, and I'm standing right there with the tickets, and I'm, asking for help. I'm actually asking for help. Everyone's ignoring me. And then I'm like, okay, do your magic. So she's just like, help. And then 2 guys rush over. I don't know how she does it. So I guess what I've learned is you bring her along. Because you never know. And there was that time, there is something with you, because that security line, you didn't even have to go through it.
No.
Or something. Oh, you get a free pass. Go on. You can keep your hat on. You can keep your shoes on. I think the only thing you had to put on there was your purse.
Yeah.
And she just breezes on through. What happens to me? I get stuck in this really long line. And I think I was there for 30 minutes because I started in one line. And a lady, and I'm not kidding, lady's like, you need to go to the other line. So I went over to the other line. And this big guy, he's like, what, 6 feet something? And he's big, and he gets right in front of me. And he knows he cut me off, but what am I going to do? I'm just 5'2". So I'm like, okay, fine, you can have it. So he goes through, and I'm the next person to go through this little security check, like the metal detector. And they're like, oh, this just broke down. You got to go back in the other line. The first line that I started out. So I went back over into the other line. Of course, I had to get behind everybody. Finally got through. And then she was like, I thought you were gone.
She had the tickets.
I did.
And I'm sitting there for a half hour.
Make sure you bring your tickets when you're with her, because she'll get the free pass and she'll have to wait for you, so at least you don't get left behind.
And I was panicking. I says, did I miss her? And finally I went over to the security guard. I've been sitting there standing there for about 50 minutes. I says, do they have to come through here? Because I was panicking. I thought I thought she could have gone through here.
I hope she knows what gate to go to. I mean, I knew what gate to go to and stuff.
I had nothing. Oh my God. And then we were in Phoenix at that time.
I think when I finally came out, I was carrying my shoes, I had my bag, and I had my hat, and they were all just holding on to all this, because I just got through, and everything was moving so fast.
I know, and I think we just barely made it, if I remember.
Because I took so long.
Yeah, we just barely got on our plane and got. I mean,
we
made it.
You get the free pass, and I have to go through all these hoops just to get on the airplane. Do I look like a terrorist? What the heck? So, we're at 9 minutes. So I guess
we better stop.
But we do have some more stories.
We have travels number 3. Yep. Or 2.
Yeah, right.